Hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to automatically shorten video links with short.io and share in Google Chat. So are you also using these applications for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So here I'm doing the same. I'm running a video content platform. And what we do is we add the details of our video in our Google Sheets, like the video title, video URL and many another details. So now what I want is that as soon as I add the details in my Google Sheets, automatically with the help of the same details, the video URL should be shortened with the help of short.io. And using that same short URL, a Google Chat message should be sent notifying my team about the new video. So for this, we are going to create a connection between Google Sheets, short.io and Google Chat. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to understand how to automatically shorten video links with short.io and share in Google Chat. So as you know that I run a video content platform and want to streamline how we share new video updates with my team. So to do this, I want to set up this automation that triggers when a new video is published. So the process begins by adding the video link and the creator details in my spreadsheet. And as soon as the video is published, I'm going to select the status as published right over here. And as soon as the status is selected as published, the automation then uses short.io to shorten the video link and make it more manageable. Once the link is shortened, a message containing the short URL creator's name, video title is automatically sent to my Google Chat space, something like this. So this approach ensures that my team receive concise and organized updates on new content, making it easier to stay informed and engaged. So to do all of this, I have simply open the landing page of Pabbly by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we are going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which is create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So with here I want to save my workflow in this folder which is automations. And on my dashboard, you can see all the folders which I've previously created to save my workflows in. And if you wish to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here which says learn more. And now it is asking me for the workflow name. So I want the workflow name to be this, which is automatically shorten video links with short.io and share in Google Chat. And then we are going to click on create right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And in order to start with this automation, we have to select our trigger application because trigger commands the workflow and the actions are response towards that same command only. So I'm going to select my trigger application as Google Sheets right over here because I want that as soon as a new video is published over here, I'm going to add the details of that videos right over here. So what is happening is that my team enter the video details right over here. And now as soon as the video is published, so we are going to select the status as published right over here and then the workflow would be triggered. So here you can see that I've taken example of this short which is automations that you need. Over here you can see the short URL too which we added right from here. So yes, we have added the video details right over here, also the creator name. So I'm going to select my trigger application as Google Sheets right over here because I want to get the details of my video from the Google Sheets. So I'm going to search for it and select it, and now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here I want that as soon as a new or updated spreadsheet row is made in my sheets, automatically my workflow should be triggered or started. So as soon as we're going to select this, it is giving me a webhook URL. So now we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to copy this webhook URL, and then we are going to follow this help text. So it is saying log into your Google Sheets account. So here you can see that this is the Google Sheets I want to create this automation for. So I've opened this sheet, and now what we have to do is we have to go on extensions and then add-ons, and then we have to go on get add-ons. And as soon as we're going to open get add-ons, we are going to add an extension in my sheets. So here I'm going to search for that same extensions, which is Pabbly Connect webhook. So I'm going to search for it, and as you can see the same, so we are going to open this extension, and as you can see that I've already installed this extension. That's why it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this extension, you're going to get the option of install right over here. And as soon as you're going to install this, we have to refresh this spreadsheet. So you have to keep in mind that this is a really important step to refresh the spreadsheet. Otherwise you'll not be able to get the extensions Pabbly Connect webhooks option right over here. And as soon as you're going to refresh the spreadsheet, you're going to see an option appear right over here, which is Pabbly Connect webhooks. So you have to go on this Pabbly Connect webhooks and then initial setup. And as soon as we're going to go on initial setup right over here, you can see that now it is asking me to select the sheet, webhook URL and the trigger column. So yes, you can see that I've selected my sheet as sheet 1 right over here, and now for the webhook URL we are going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, and now it is asking me for the trigger column. So what it is saying is the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So what happens is that as soon as I select the status right over here as published, the details of this full row would be sent to my workflow. So this is what I want. So I'm going to select my trigger column as D right over here. You have to select your desired column on which you want the workflow to be triggered. So I'm going to select it as D, and then we are going to click on submit, and as soon as we're going to do so, yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So yes, with this we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly's workflow. But over here you can see that it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So you have to do a test submission in order to capture this response. So what I'm going to do is, you can see the video details, so I'm just going to select the status as published right over here. But before doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and as you can see the button of send on events, we have to switch on this button first, then we have to do the test submission, as this is a really important step, because if you don't switch on this button, your details will not be sent on the new event occurred in your spreadsheet. So yes, I've switched this button on right now, and now I'm going to change the status as published right over here. So I'm going to select it as published right over here, and as soon as we're going to keep the status as published, yes, we have successfully did this test submission. And now what has happened is that Google Sheet has sent the details of our this test submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response A. You can see the video URL, you can see the video title, you can see the status which is published, you can see the video updates, which is the spreadsheet name. Over here you can see the creator name too and the spreadsheet ID too. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and we have successfully got the details of our video which we entered right over here. Now what we are going to do is, what I want is that this long video URL, you can see I have to short this video URL. But before moving towards that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a filter condition right over here in my workflow, because what I want is that if the video is published, then only the notification should be sent to my Google chat. That's why I'm going to add a filter condition right over here. So filter is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add conditions in your workflow, and now it is asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select it as filter values, and then we are going to click on connect, and as soon as we're going to do so, it is asking me to select the label. So I'm going to select the label as published, which is the video status right over here. As you can see the status, so what I want is that if the status is equals to published, then only this workflow should run on further. So I'm going to enter published right over here in my value, and yes, you can see that I've entered it, and now I'm going to click on save and send test request, and as soon as we're going to do so, yes, you can see condition is true, because over here for the status it was published. So let's suppose that my team is going to add another video details right over here in my Google Sheets, and for the status, if let's suppose they are going to keep it as draft, then this workflow will not move on further. It will only move on further in the case of status published. That's why we have added this filter condition, and now I'm going to add my main action step, which is to shorten the URL. So I'm going to search for short.io right over here. So I'm going to use short.io to short my video URL. So I'm going to search for it and then select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as create a short link. And then we are going to click on connect. And as soon as we're going to do so, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your short.io account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the secret key. And to get this secret key, you can see that it is saying log into your short.io account, go to integrations and API page to get your secret key. So here you can see that there's a hyperlink of integrations and API page. So I'm going to click on this hyperlink directly right over here to visit my page. And yes, you can see that it has directly taken me to my keys. And over here you can see 2 keys which I've previously created, but I'm going to create a new. For that, we are going to click on create API key right over here. So here now it is asking me for the public key. So now I'm going to switch this off only. It is asking me for the key description. So let's suppose that I'm going to keep the description as shorten video links, and now it is asking me you can restrict the key to the team or a domain. So if you wish to restrict this key for a particular team, you can select your team right over here. I'm going to select the domain, and now we are going to click on create right over here. And as soon as we are going to click on create, over here you can see the created key. You can see the key which we have created. So I'm going to copy this key, and then we are going to paste it right over here under our secret key option. And after doing this, I'm going to click on save. And as soon as we are going to click on save right over here, you can see that we have successfully connected our short.io account with our Pabbly's workflow. And as you can see that it has already selected my domain name because I selected the same while creating a key. And now it is asking me for the long URL. So it is asking me add the link here which you want to shorten. So what I want to shorten is I want to shorten this link which is video URL. So I'm going to enter the same link right over here, but we are not going to enter it manually. We are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that over here it is asking me for the long URL. Let's suppose that I'm going to enter the long URL right over here by manually typing it. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I have entered it manually. But if we are going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to delete this and we are going to map this from the previous response, you can see the video URL. So let's suppose that we are going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And now it is asking me for many another details like you can see. So if you wish, you can definitely fill out all the details, but as you can see, all of these are not the required details. So I'm going to leave it as blank and directly we are going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see we have received a positive response that we have successfully created a short URL. You can see this is the short URL which we have created. So I'm going to copy this short URL right from here, and then we are going to open this in a new tab to check that is it the same URL or not. So I'm going to open it right over here. This is the same short which is automations that you need. So yes, we have successfully received the short URL, and now using this URL only, I'm going to send a Google chat message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another action step right over here. For that, I'm going to click on this plus button, and now for my action application, I'm going to select it as Google Chats. So I'm going to search for Google Chat right over here, and as you can see, Google Chat Hangouts, we have to select this. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as create message, and then we are going to click on connect. And as soon as we're going to do so, you can see that now it is asking me for the chat webhook URL. So we're here to get this chat webhook URL. You can click on this learn more hyperlink given to learn step by step how to get this chat webhook URL. Over here you can see all these steps. So it is saying open Google Chat in web browser. So I'm going to open my Google Chat account right from here, and as you can see that this is the space I want to create this automation for. So what we have to do is we have to open this space, we have to go on apps and integrations right over here, and as soon as we're going to go on this, you can see webhooks on the left side bar. So we have to go on this webhooks, and you can see a webhook which I've created previously, but I'm going to add a new. For that, we're going to click on add webhooks right over here, and as soon as we're going to click on add webhooks, you can see that now it is asking me for the name and the avatar URL. So it is asking me for the name. So let's suppose that I'm going to keep the name as testing right over here, and now it is asking me for the avatar URL. So if you wish, you can definitely add an image URL right over here to add an avatar, but I don't wish to do so, so I'm directly going to click on save right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on save, yes, you you can see webbook created. You can see a webbook created which is testing. So yes, with this we have successfully created a webbook named testing in our Google Charts. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that same webbook URL. I'm going to open this. You can see testing. So we're going to copy this same link right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow under the chart webbook URL. And after pasting this, it is asking me for the message. So I want the message to be this, which is new video alert. You can see the title, the creator, the status, and the watch now. So over here we are going to add these details. We are going to map these details from the response of our Google Sheets. So I'm going to search for title right over here, and as you can see, automations that you need. So we are going to map it. It is saying creator, so we are going to map the creator details, which is the name of the creator. You can see demo user, and now it is asking me for the status. So yes, the status is published, so you can enter it as manually over here, which is published. So I'm going to enter it. So I've entered the status manually right over here because this workflow will not run in the case of draft status of the video. So yes, that's why I've kept the status as published right over here, and I've entered it manually. And now it is saying watch now. So we are going to enter the short link which we created with the help of short.io. So I'm going to open the response of short.io, and we are going to look for the short URL. And as you can see, the short URLs, we are going to map these same. And now it is saying catch the latest update. Click the link to watch now. And after entering all the details, I'm going to click on save and send test request right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully sent a message on our Google space. So I'm going to open my Google Charts and check for the message sent. So I'm going to open my Google Chart right from here, and yes, you can see a new message received, new video alert. You can see the title, automations that you need. You can see the creator, demo user. You can see the status which is published, and you can see the video URL too. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. But I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we're going to do is, let's suppose that I'm going to open my YouTube channel, and we're going to select another video from this channel. Let's suppose that we are going to use this video over here. You can see the video title. So I'm going to copy this video title and enter it in my spreadsheet. We are going to enter the video URL too. I'm going to copy this video URL right from here, and then we're going to paste it again in my spreadsheet. And after entering these details, it is saying creator name. Let's suppose that I'm going to keep the creator name as test user. And after entering all of these details, I'm going to select the status as published. So I'm going to enter it, and yes, as soon as we are going to select the status as published right over here, with this we have successfully did the test submission. And now what has happened is that Google Sheet has sent the details of this test submission to my workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, further made this video URL a short one, and then sent a Google Chart message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Chart and check that if a new short URL message is sent to my space or not. And this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my Google Charts right from here, and yes, you can see new video alert. The title is easily make automations with Pabbly Connect. You can see the creator which is test user and the status which is published. So I'm going to open this watch now from here and check for the video URL. So I'm going to open, and yes, you can see that this is the same short which we entered right over here in our Google Sheets. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected Google Sheets. For the trigger event, we selected new or updated spreadsheet row. For the action application, we selected filter, short.io, and Google Chart Hangout, because I wanted that as soon as I add the video details and the creator details in my Google Sheets, automatically the video URL should be shortened with the help of short.io, and a Google Chat message should be sent with the same short URL, so that I can notify my team about the new video published. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the 2 messages I sent to my Google Chat space with the help of my workflow during this video. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And if you have any doubts related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.